Fire away.
And live on Instagram too.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live.
Welcome to the Odd Frog Chop Shop, your one-stop podcast for all things toy, design, collectible, comic book, video game, movies, pop culture, and more. And now please welcome your hosts, Kelly Greenwood and Eddie Hermosillo.
All right. Thank you, everybody. All right, welcome back to the Odd Frog Chop Shop. I'm Mike, the producer. With me is Kelly and Eddie, and we're going live today. We've got a few things up our sleeve. It's been a little while since the three of us have actually sat down and done one of these, so good to see you guys. How you guys doing?
Doing good. I just took a shower, so my hair is all kind of a mess still, but other than that, doing fantastic.
Eddie?
Yeah, man, doing good. Getting up, getting the day started. It's almost midday. Had some things going on, checking emails, updates, and just running business as usual.
We'll get into a few of those nitty-gritty items here in a second. First, I just wanted to say to everybody that as we look through our history of YouTube channels, we have already passed our 2-year mark. So, yay!
Yeah, believe it or not, right? 2 years, guys.
2 years. So we're going to go ahead and officially call this Season 3, Episode 1. New season, new fun, new times, new toys, new collectibles. We'll get into new products. Absolutely. We'll get into a little bit of show and tell like we've been advertising here in a little bit. But first, let's do a little Bandito update, and then we'll talk about a couple other exciting things happening in the Odd Frog world. Kelly?
Eddie, you shoot.
Oh, Eddie?
The Bandito, yeah, for sure. So we got a lot going on with the Bandito. We have, I guess first things first, we are now working with David Vonner officially. David Vonner is helping us. He's kind of steering for a bit. We're taking his direction for a bit. We're letting him lead a bit, but we're still here. We're still working with him closely, and we've actually managed to get into Toytography magazine. So if you guys check out I believe it was the September issue of Toytography, or maybe the October one, we're in there as a 1-page ad, and we were in talks with Brian Carr with Toytography magazine to update the ad in there and whatnot. But we're also in contact with Blake from Toy Collector magazine, and we're there in the October issue in the section called I believe it's like spend your money on it, or you should check this out.
Take our money.
Yeah. Take our money. So we're in there in their take our money section, and so you can check us out in there as well. You can get Toy Collector on Big Bad Toy Store or any distributors. You can find the magazines anywhere like that. But we're also going to be featured in the next issue of Toy Collector, in-depth review and who we are, what we were about, the car, how long we've been doing it, the history about us and what we're about. And the prototypes are back back home here in Southern California. I'm putting my hands on them. My son's been helping me, take care of them and bond them, sand them, and get them pristine, looking good again. We're literally touching up the paint, all that, just to send them back out to Blake and Toy Collector. And with David Vonner on board, we just have more kind of collaborations things going. We also have more things behind. We should have had him. We got to have him on our next show. Well, we'll bring him on here, guys, and talk with David and see what we're doing next and what we got. But besides the Chop Shop, we have all sorts of things going on with Odd Frog Entertainment, and I mean, we're just excited about it. These magazines, these ads, and distribution. You can also get your pre-orders on Hella Dope Toys and nerdzoic.com. So check us out there as well as Odd Frog Entertainment. Literally it's $1 to pre-order right now. We're every day we're getting more orders. We're just waiting for that time when we can actually go into production. I'd say we're more than a third of the way with our orders. I say, yeah, with David steering, and we're gonna get more exposure with him on board. That's the plan. Doing collaborations and just being able to, we have a small audience. We have a small tight knit audience who knows what we're doing, but being able to break that barrier and expand to a larger audience with David on board, I think it's definitely something that you should check out. And yeah, go check out Odd Frog Entertainment. And yeah, I mean, we have a lot of stuff coming on, and we'll let Kelly get into some of the more details. We've been sculpting and working on things behind the scenes in ZBrush, and we have we've teased a couple of things, and we're trying to change the game in toy photography, and we have all aspects. We're trying to do more things now. So yeah.
We really are trying to focus on toy photography, as a company. It's what we enjoy looking at. It's what we enjoy doing. I'm not much of a photographer, but I really like looking at all the stuff. And a couple months back, Deadman1 came to us with this idea that he's had for a long time about doing victims. And so, there's a lot of heroes, there's a lot of villains, but there weren't a lot of victims. So we developed a way that we could make something in-house, cheaply produced as much as possible, and just really strive for that high detail. So we created a line of heads that you can put on basically, hopefully most and all 1/12 scale brands. Certainly Mezco, that's the one we're shooting for. G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends. And the idea is that you can extend the storytelling of your photography if there's villains in some of the pictures, right? And add a little bit element of that. What did I say? Yeah,
villains. Yeah,
little element of tension. And we have lots and lots of other ideas for this kind of thing that we don't want to get too much into. But if you have
some of those images.
Yeah, let's show the little teaser, and then I actually have a figure behind me too that
hell yeah.
Do you have that ready to go, Kel?
Oh, I have some heads too. I should have brought them.
I've got one.
You got a nice detail. Hell yeah, ready to go.
Yeah. So let me share my screen.
You have that short ready to go. The video.
Yeah, he's about to loading it up.
Yes, I do. I'm going to share this, and then let me know.
By the way, real quick, Clanable says congrats on 2 years. Dub3 says I can't wait to use the Bandito in his photos. And
fantastic.
Looking forward to the fear photography.
Hopefully you guys can hear this. But yeah, so here's a little video I put together. And we'll explain after this, but the ones I'm going to show you today physically are prototypes. But some of the ones you see digitally here are the detail and the dynamic emotions we're going for. So here, without any further ado, here's that video.
Oh, yeah, we can hear it. That detail is amazing.
Yeah, we've been working. That's pretty dope, right?
So, so say I was just watching that for the first time and I had no idea. Will you explain these to me?
Yeah, you want to go into it, Kelly, or I can go into it.
Go for it, Eddie. Go for it.
Okay, so basically the concept is going to be like, again, 1/12 scale heads with hold on a second.
Thank you, Dub. Guys, if you're on Instagram, jump over to YouTube, like and subscribe. We're almost at 500. We're trying to get there. But yeah, thank you, Dub. Thank you very much.
So these victims, right? Victims are supposed to like be able to be used in elements of toy photography and just to be able to like extend that element of story, right? You want either characters in the background with facial expressions, or you want somebody coming at, you want Deadpool, you want somebody Wolverine coming at somebody, or just random heads, a lot of them you saw are hairless at the moment because we're working on the expressions. We've considered we've considered hair pieces. We're sculpting hair pieces, one pieces. We're trying two pieces, separate pieces, various different facial expressions. Very, very detailed. You can see teeth. I mean, we want it to be. That's essentially what we're trying to do. Capture that detail of fear, but there will be more. There'll be anger. There'll be surprise. There'll be shock. There'll be all sorts of facial expressions, and these heads packs will include 5 heads. Right now we're going for unpainted, so very detailed, very expressive. A pack of 5 heads will come in a custom little box, and I think right now we're setting our price at like $34.99. That's our rough right now market
for 5 heads.
Yeah, for 5 heads, unpainted though at the moment, and again, they would be very, very detailed. You'll be able to see, and yeah, we just want to extend the story, and we'll do different expressions, and we'll do various seasons. We'll start releasing different kinds of heads, different people, different hair, male, female, old. It's gonna
black, white, brown.
Different ethnicities, different hair pieces. The one we have now is like a male with a buzz cut, just to kind of be in the background, just to be a victim right now. You know what I'm saying? Just to be an extra character in your toy photography. And
Kelly, can you move that forward a little bit more to show the ones that are actually onto a body?
Yeah, the video. You can mute the video, no, right? Just mute the video.
Yeah.
Dub says, "Damn, he sucks at painting." But we will be working out some way where we can get you fully painted.
We'll give you options. We'll have options, and we'll be able to either.
They're going to be more expensive because it takes time.
Cannibal wants a female scream head for his ex.
Excellent. Cannibal. Eddie, you want to talk about price real quick, and I'll advance this video.
Yeah. So again, $34.99 is what we're thinking, unpainted. But that just. We were kind of doing market research, and we just kind of want to really get things out right now and get it in people's hands. And this is like our introductory price. We want to test the waters. And like somebody just said, they suck at painting. We're not the best painters, but my son is actually an incredible painter. I'll show some of his stuff off later. But I mean, the detail on these heads is great. You'll be able to see distinct teeth. You can see the uvula. You can see sweat. You can see, we'll be able to start doing all sorts of stuff with these heads that you wouldn't have thought possible. And again, the idea to be able to extend that story element. A lot of us use toy photography. A lot of us now who collect, who have extensive collections, like to tell stories and are into photography. And that's a way of extending our adult play with toys nowadays. So this allows you, gives you another element to be able to explain things in your story, to be able to expand your world and just take it beyond what's available now. I mean, 5 expressions, again, we can give you painted options, and I mean, yeah, they fit. They'll be able to. We can work out various scales. Well, they'll fit like Mayfix, Marvel Legends. You can, of course, your McFarlanes are a lot bigger. Your NECAs, so that are the ones we have now fit the GI Joes, the Legends, and the Mezcos. Those are like the more basic, smaller bodies. But we can definitely go bigger, smaller, and I mean, we've developed a little joint system, because if you look in the market, a lot of heads are obviously hollow, and a lot of people say use sticky tack, use this. We're developing this grommet type thing that you're able to pop in there and pop on the neck or the head, and it adapts to the actual ball peg that attaches the head to the neck. So those grommets, we can include a couple, or we might. That's a good question, Kelly. What about these grommets? The heads right now, how many grommets will they come with grommet? That's something we have not discussed. Each pack
will have essentially 2 sizes of grommets.
Hey, Kelly, go ahead and kill the full screen so that we can see what you're doing full screen.
You're right.
So male, female.
Says these are going to be great for my
macro shots. That's exactly what what I'm saying. A lot of we work with insightful imagery. We want to get some to him and people who take these amazing macro shots and detailed. I mean, these heads aren't going anywhere. They fit. They're meant to fit these figures like they go with them. Again, these are
and prototypes. They stay where you put them.
We can make adjustments. They don't wobble around. You don't need sticky tack. We're not asking you to get a glue gun out. And a lot of you customizers and the stuff, you get a glue gun out, you put a little cellophane over your figure, you allow the glue to start cooling off, and then you slowly put the head on, and then you kind of get this essentially the same thing. But
it feels so good.
Yeah, these airtight grommets that we've developed and 3D printed with these. What are you printing them with again?
Okay, so the gray ones you see are on Formlabs, and
I was talking about the grommets, but yeah, go for it.
The flesh color ones you see are on the new Elegoo Ultra or Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra, which is 12K. So between Formlabs and the new Elegoo, Formlabs is it's a workhorse. It just pumps stuff out perfectly every time. The Elegoo Saturn 4 is a new machine to us, but so far, as a person who hasn't been that impressed with Elegoo in the past, I really like what it's capable of. It's the 12K, so that's largely what we're going to be making them on. I will say too, guys, these are 3D printed heads, but we're doing them with Soraya Tech resin, ABS-like resin, and we may even bump up that hardness a little bit. But it's really nice resin. It's essentially top of the line stuff, and it's what's going to make it affordable for us to be able to produce. We're going to put it in a nice collector box. It's all horror themed and stuff like that. And did you talk about price, Eddie?
I did. You want to go for it? Go.
Twice.
Yeah. So essentially, you're going to get one character with 5 different expressions. So 5 different heads in a collector box for $34.99.
So it'll be that under 220s with 5 different expressions.
Right. So you can tell the story with the same character, and we'll have a variety of characters, but you'll have 5 different facial expressions for that character.
This
and
this guy right now is codenamed Sam. So right now we have codename Sam. That's just our file name. We haven't really. We can take ideas, but again, we have these heads. Yeah, 5 expressions. I think this is something definitely.
And again, guys, huge shout out to Deadman1. If you're not following at Deadman1, which I know most of you are, go follow him. This was his baby. This is his idea. And for us, for Eddie and I who own Odd Frog, this is a little bit of proof of function for how we want our company to operate, right? We don't want to own your IP. We want to essentially have a licensing deal with you for your ideas to make toys. And if anything ever comes out of it, video games, this, who knows with this, right? But dream big or go home. If anything ever comes out of it, it's Deadman's IP, essentially, right? If we all get together and work out a story in a comic book and stuff, then we all talk about rights. But Deadman, this is his idea.
I had this idea about victims, and we were like, yeah, we can make it happen. Approached us with the idea. We showed him some initial head sculpts, and he was like, yeah, go scarier, do this. And we talked about it. We had conference meetings, and this is what we came up with. We Deadman's riding on board. He's kind of in our ear.
Oh, there you go. Here.
Can we invite him? Let's get him on here. Let me send him the link real quick.
Speak his name.
If he wants to jump on.
So yeah, that's how the industry runs. That's basically what we've been doing, and now we're working with Deadman and with Vonner on board. We're on the Chop Shop and the Bandido and the magazine. We're just trying to really integrate ourselves into the world a lot more meticulously, I guess you could say.
Can one of you guys invite Deadman through Instagram? I can't shut this off without ending the live video.
Let me copy Instagram. Going right now. I got you.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll let him come because he's been working very close with us. Like I said, it's his baby, and we really want to honor people's ideas here. So we want to be a company with good ideas, and essentially the way to do that is to let people keep their own intellectual property.
Can't you just send him the stream?
I did. I just send it to him right now on Instagram.
We'll see if he pops in here. Yeah. And then we've got a show and tell coming up for you guys as well. Like we'll do that real soon. But
we're gonna get into a little bit of why we got into collecting, what we collect,
and maybe we can see some of Deadman's collection too. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I know he had to work today.
Let's see here.
I know he did have to work today, so he may be just checking in from his phone, and we'll see. But we just thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea. And then Eddie and I doing what we do, toy designers, it just started to kind of snowball from there. And I don't want to talk about too many of the other ideas we have coming up, but we have more ideas to do with
toy marks and whatnot. Just some of the horror scenes that they create. These are going to be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Toy merch. Yeah, fear photography. Yeah, definitely. Macro shots. Definitely. I wouldn't mind sending some to the toy page. He takes a lot of macro shots and does a lot of stuff with macros, and definitely insightful imagery. Gets them to the people we've had on the Bandito tour. And I know. Yeah, details.
Yeah.
It's all in the details.
Cool.
Yeah, Dub, give him a like and a follow. His photos are amazing, and he's into all of it, but like he specializes in the horror stuff for sure.
And a lot of the contributors to that toy marks are pretty talented.
Yeah,
people too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shall we jump into show and tell here a little bit? And if Deadman pops in, we can go back to it. But let's talk about some of our toys. Here he is. Perfect. What's up, brother?
Hey, I don't have a lot of time. I am supposed to go to work today, but
did you want to?
My boss is super lenient on the weekends. I was gonna hop over here and grab the link and put it in the chat over on Instagram, and then go to work. And then as soon as I opened it up, you guys were all like, "Dead man." So I was like, I got a Candyman this bitch.
That's right.
Jump on the Candyman. I just posted it. Frank's like, oh yeah, the Frank's. I got it from Oh my god, that thing is amazing. I have ideas about something. It's in the works for that particular. As far as kind of like victims, but for that Frankenstein would be. It won't be Frank. Yeah, that's all I can say.
And
victims of Frankenstein.
This whole podcast after this is done is going to be geared towards show and tell. And so we want to have collectors from the community come on and show their collections and show their toys. So, bro, email us or message us privately on Instagram. We'd love to have you on and see your toys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
David Bonner and other people in the community come. Oh, you got them?
There we go.
Sir. Look, it fits the Jada Toys and Bison quite well. Perfect.
There's a couple different sizes right now to fit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Oh, look, Nosferatu. Oh my god, that's beautiful.
It actually works. It actually works
like a zombie, bro. That would be nice. So
yeah, it works. It works really well on this particular figure. And I got one in the NECA figure here over here.
Making it work, bro.
Dude, I got about 30 flashlights because I was buying flashlights before I started buying real lights for photography.
I should go grab my heads because this is for show. What about for show and tell? I'll tell you later.
Nice.
Nice. Did you do either of you have any of the female heads on hand? Because I don't have any of those.
No, I think Kelly has the only ones. Oh, what is that? A ghost face?
No, this is the Misfits Fiend figure.
Oh, okay. And it fits nice.
Yeah, but it works really good on NECA because these ones are pretty
that's
big.
What I was saying earlier. I wasn't sure how well it would work on the NECA and McFarlane's because obviously those are they run bigger in your 1/12 scale. So
McFarlane's tend to have smaller heads though.
Head pegs, yeah, they do though. The little
no, I mean their heads are just straight smaller.
You're right as well. So it maybe it does work.
Those are great organizers, dead man.
Oh, that was me. These things, I got them at I forgot Hobby Lobby or Michael's for on sale.
Kelly, knock it off.
Off.
Okay, fixing it. Sorry.
What are you doing, Kelly?
He keeps making it full screen. I know how much you love that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it too much. I just don't like being there for too long. But anyway, guys, what's up, man?
I know you guys. You want to add anything to what we were just talking about with these heads?
I didn't catch all of it. Because I went over to Instagram to get the link, so I didn't catch everything you guys said. But yeah, I am super excited about this. Unfortunately, I'm taking off for a vacation.
Don't worry about it.
We got you covered, bro.
Next week.
Hey, send me that file.
Okay.
Oh, I have that one right here, actually. I
want to do something with that and show you guys how fast I can do something with that.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be gone out of town from the 10th to the 18th. Okay. So I was going to try and paint these up before then, but I'm just not going to have time. I'm gonna have
my son get on them as soon as possible. He's an amazing painter.
Child labor law. Child labor law.
Man, he's 15. I paint my son. My son's gonna be. He's already hired. He's an intern here. Sorry, intern.
He's already hired.
Intern, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, but it works super good with this body. I might paint one of these heads up just for this body, especially this like semi-suspicious head because he just looks like an old man, you know. So,
well, and you don't have the new grommet. I have the new grommet.
Is that like a
let's not talk about those. I've been telling everybody I can't talk about how to keep the heads.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to reveal anything, but it works so good. Like it just stays where you put it.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, Deadman, do you have a minute or so to show us one of your favorite collection pieces? This is the new show and tell.
I can show you some of the newer ones, maybe, because that's what's out.
Yeah, whatever you got. We know you're in a rush.
Well, I'm going to stick around for about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Like I said, my boss is super lenient, especially on the weekends. But so yeah, I just got this, and I just took this same photo and posted it on Instagram.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. You know.
Is that
yeah.
what?
Nah. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I saw that photo earlier.
Yeah, there's like I got some of my favorite things that
That's
come associated with
perfect,
Mezco figures are the accessories, and like I love these rats that came with Nosferatu.
Yeah.
And I got both Nosferatu, so I got a ton of rats.
Very cool.
I love this little guy. This is possibly.
Lanterns. You always talk about lanterns.
I'm always talking about the specific one. This is probably my favorite. I would say even out of my action figures, this is up there, like up to one of my favorite things that I own.
That's really cool.
I've taken
S3 says I know a couple painters that I can send it to, and that's what Gabriella from
painters. I'm telling you, my son can paint, bro.
We have send them out to people that actually know how to paint really well.
That was another reason why I thought it was good to keep the price as low as we could possibly keep it. That way people can afford to send them off to get them painted.
Yeah,
and the flesh tone, when you do them in a flesh tone, they're actually quite easy to paint. My son, he has this knack with being able to paint and blend colors, and it's like yeah, I went and grabbed these things. Let me see if you could look. Oh,
almost there. It is.
See, so everybody's getting right. They fit all these figures. So check out this head he painted. I've been working on the side on my own things.
Oh, that's badass, Deadman.
But I'm telling you, Kelly, you need to get into Warhammer, dude. It is the most metal thing you could possibly think of.
I've been trying to play the mobile game so that I can get in into it, and it's probably not the best way to go. But
I'll send you some YouTube videos to watch that'll get you.
Okay, for sure. I was watching some on the new game the other day.
Blaze Bear, Eric Miller.
Yeah, see, look at these, how well these work,
painters,
man.
Maybe.
Oh, probably.
Let me see if I put something behind it, right? Like a piece of paper.
There you go.
The camera's too good, Eddie. You need to
that's why I'm trying to use it, man. Look.
It's also he's got his light set up for his face, not for these guys.
Well, it's actually just the window, bro. That's just the window open.
Your window is perfect for it.
Yeah.
Guys, again, if you're on Instagram, we'd love to have you join us on YouTube, Odd Frog Entertainment. Like and subscribe. We're closing in on 500. So yeah. All right, so we got
kinds of figures, man.
Let's officially get into the show and tell here part of it, and that's what we're creating. The new season is all about show and tell. We want to have you guys on, so email us at kelly@oddfrogentertainment.com, Eddie or Mike at the same oddfrogentertainment.com, or message us on.
Or just slide into Kelly's DMs.
Medias.
Yeah, just slide into the DMs, man. That's like
yeah.
No, we started this. We did one episode last season, and it went really well. And we have so much going on that it just kind of, we'll say it went to the side burner, not the back burner.
Yeah.
But we want to definitely bring it back because there's so many great collections out there, and we're not looking for someone to show their entire collection. That could be a 4-hour podcast or longer. But like 5 or 6 items from your collection, whether it be toys or Hot Wheels or old school games or comics or whatever it is that you collect, just show us a few and give us a little story, a little background behind it. And so we thought we'd all grab a few items from our own collections and just kind of show them off to get the ball rolling. Eddie, what did you bring to class for today?
So today, Mr. Mike, I brought this. So I didn't
Fishing tackle.
A tackle box. I
I'm a fisherman.
didn't really start collecting till around the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, I did have a few Marvel Legends, a few toys here and there. But when the pandemic, back in 2019, I really started picking up collecting. And my first Mezco was actually, in fact, in this box. So this box, if anybody doesn't know, is actually full of Mezco figures. So it's a perfect organizer for Mezco figures. So my first one was actually this guy right here.
Popeye.
The Mezco Popeye. So this is what got me into collecting Mezco. Popeye was
he was huge in the 80s.
Oh my God. The detail on this
Popeye
is beyond anything what you could imagine, right? Like
Dub says Michael's photo organizer.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, see? So this is what got me into collecting Mezco and wanting to make Mezco style figures and action vehicles that would suit Mezco figures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this Mezco figure is what got me into collecting. Again, this box is full of Mezco figures, and it's kind of what I collect now. The Superman is badass.
Oh, check that out! Not a bird, not a plane photography. He probably has it though.
Mezco's own line, Doc Knock. This guy is fucking amazing as well.
Is that the new Doc Knock already?
I wish.
No, it's
the original Doc
I
Knock.
missed the new Doc Knock. I was at work the whole day, and I knew it was going to drop, and I was like, hopefully there'll be enough, and I'll get it. I should have known better.
Wow.
Get him. I didn't get him.
Wow.
Here, speaking of this, let me take this off.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yup.
Same Nosferatu too.
Bobby Mullis asks, do we have a dead man figure yet to sacrifice to kill to the kill Flint team?
To the gods? Not yet. We're working on something with Dead Man. Dead Man's, part of. Yeah.
I actually, there's a private contractor out there actually working on a design for my personal figure, and honestly, guys, just so you guys know, that'll never be available if you guys don't buy the fucking head packs.
Right.
Yeah, so Mezco style figures. That's part of my collection.
I've been working on my figure for years.
Yeah, I've been working on a custom. Back when I was a child. I don't know if you guys remember the Homies line. I was a big fan of the Homies line, and I always wanted like
they were in the little
Homies
gumball
figures
machines.
in 1/12 scale. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been working with my son, and he painted.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is dope, dude.
So he made this head.
There you go. Nice.
Wow.
That is dope.
And he painted it.
Dude, he could be leaning up against a lowrider bandito.
That's what I'm trying to take pictures of. I'm waiting on his outfit.
We need him on contract before somebody else finds him.
This guy, I believe it or not, I've actually been talking to the son of the original creators of the Homies line on Instagram. Been kind of messaging him back and forth, showing stuff that I've been doing. This is actually the first time this has been debuted or seen in public.
That's really cool.
I like it.
Actually, I've been talking to him, and they're at Comic-Con right now. I know they're busy. Let me see if I can cover some light up here. Oh, there you go.
It was good. It was good.
At LA Comic-Con?
Yeah. So Homies is making like a resurgence. Like if you notice, they're doing new figure lines, new shirts, they're at Zoomies. They're like, so I've been talking to them, at least to his son, showing him these ideas of 1/12 scale Homies figures articulated. He liked the idea. So we just kind of been shooting a little bit, talking. I've been showing him pictures.
Yeah.
Woo, look at that. I'm waiting on his checkered shirt. He's got the chucks. I'm going to take pictures of him next to the bandito.
Nice.
And it's perfect. I mean, the lowrider, specifically the lowrider one.
Hell yeah. It look dope next to that.
Thanks. Yeah, so that's my collection, guys. That's what I brought. This is actually became quickly one of my personal custom favorites. I'll post pictures later.
I have 1,000 figures on this desk.
Woo. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 right here. Whole bunch of other ones over here.
Well, thank you for sharing,
Kelly.
That's
That was
awesome.
my collection,
That's
guys.
awesome.
Thanks for stopping by.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let me go take my seat.
It's nap time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have lots of GI Joes. I love my GI Joes. Always have loved GI Joe, but you guys have way better GI Joe collections than I do. So I just thought I would show a couple of things that I got or worked on while I was at Mattel. And then everybody at Mattel knew that I loved Masters of the Universe and I wanted to work on it. Oh. And my engineer, TC Chin, shout out to TC Chin, wonderful human being who's an engineer at Mattel. Nice. He comes up to me one day and he's like, Kelly, you like He-Man, right? He's from China. I'm not trying to do that accent, but he's
very Chinese.
Don't. It's not a good look, Kelly. Don't even try.
And he says, "You like He-Man, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I think they were trying to clear out like some kind of storage or something like that. And he takes me back to this storage room in the design center at Mattel and just starts dumping boxes of Motu characters in my hand. And I mean, I love these really obscure ones. How cool is that, right? Oh, and
like
the other
rabbit
thing,
head, bro.
These are 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
Four horsemen. Yeah.
I mean, just the way they move and the shoulders are,
4 horsemen is putting in work, man.
They incorporate the anatomy and stuff like into the actual bending of the stuff. Let me see what else I got here.
It would be nice if their articulation was a little better.
Yeah, I would agree, but the detail on their stuff is wow.
Their detail is amazing. It is.
Yeah. I actually used to talk to Corn Boy, in regards to helping with Bandito stuff. But
so who's the guy in the blue, Kel?
The guy in the blue, I actually forget his name. I think it starts with an R.
He looks like 80 superhero. Is like,
yeah, definitely.
I just liked him because he's kind of Western. He's got the chaps and the boots.
He did have a Western thing, dude. You always did.
Yeah, and he had like pistols or guns.
I think it's rad.
Forget his name though.
Huh?
These guys.
Yeah, I can't even think of his name.
That was cool. I like that.
I was all into that shit.
So those are things I was given at Mattel. At Mattel, they give you toys. And the thing that, here, I'll show you this one first. One of the things I worked on was like lots of value channel stuff like dollar store and then emerging markets like countries that couldn't afford traditional toys. Mm-hmm. Mattel would try to make cheaper versions of the licensed characters that kids that didn't have a lot of money could buy. And so, like, I think you can still find these at. I didn't design these, but this is the second wave where I basically picked all the colors and stuff like that. But I worked on these. This was a real fun thing to work on. Cool. Let's see, I'm getting all goofy with my camera here, but they're bendy. Yeah. Just cool little collector things. But the main one that I worked on at Mattel, which is still my favorite thing, my first job out of college for the toy industry was a lead designer on the original Thomas and Friends wood line. And I think they just needed somebody to fill the position because, like, I don't know how I got a lead position, but
it was Thomas the Train, dude. That's how.
This is I designed this. This was my first successful design that went to market for Thomas the Train. It's Harold's Heliport. And it's pretty cool. Like, I designed it to where Harold could pick up the freight and you can tell that story. Cool. All the logos and stuff. I think somebody eventually redesigned the logos I had done. But this part was already a piece they had on another Thomas play set. And I incorporated it into this design because you're always looking for ways to bring the cost down. And if this was something they didn't have to tool, make that metal injection molded piece. But this was very different from a lot of the older Thomas designs in that it kind of had a, organic shape. And then if you look on the inside, you guys can't see this, but I put textures and little tools and ropes on the wall. Oops, I don't want to lose Thomas there. But this was like my first successful design. It was my first successful pitch to the wider team at Mattel on Thomas, and they all liked it. And yeah, that one went to market. And I think this will be kind of cool. Let me show you guys I've got some of the design process here just queued up from my portfolio. So let me just share that with you real quick. Window. So can you guys see this?
Yep.
So this is
Yes, sir.
this is actually quite a bit down the line from Designed It. This is where you can see it, this top one, it's not quite the shape that it ended up being. But just here's where I'm giving instructions to the engineer or whoever to put these kind of textures onto the design when it's at the factory. Yeah. Down below here are some initial like kind of brainstorms I had with myself where I was like, oh, what could I do? I want to do something that flies. I want to do a popular character. And then, just all sorts of notes. These little color dots are Pantones to tell manufacturing what colors they should be exactly. Mm-hmm. And then I got, these are other play sets I designed for Thomas. I'm not sure which one of these went to market. Maybe none of them. That's kind of how it is at Mattel. And then, here's part of my portfolio piece. Mattel will go in and have kids play with it and take shots of kids playing with it and stuff like that. But that's kind of my most.
That's really cool, man. That's definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah, thank you, Mikey. It was my first thing that I got to market at Mattel. And I had kind of struggled because I'm kind of independent thinker and I just wasn't getting it, and they finally were just like, pitch it to us how you would. If you do, an oil painting, as long as it's from the heart, come up with an idea that you would like. And that's when I kindly just broke that barrier and came up with something that I would like to play with. And it was successful.
Very cool.
Good story, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. That's what I got.
Nice. Yay.
and a huge ass Skeletor.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
I didn't work on this.
Nice. Loving it, though.
Well, another day you'll have to get into some of your comic book collection, but
I was going to show that today, but then I also realized it'd take me about 3 hours digging through to find the ones.
Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Mikey? What'd you bring today?
What you got, Mikey?
Well, as you guys know, I'm kind of an outsider looking in. I've never been a hardcore toy collector. I've been a toy player through my entire childhood, especially G.I. Joes and Legos. But G.I. Joes was my number one, growing up until I discovered fireworks and BB guns. But I'm still kicking.
And then Joes were still fun to play with, but
you
wanted to play with fireworks.
You started blowing BB guns
too.
And then 3 years later, I'm like, why did I destroy my gung ho?
That was a fun night, huh?
Right.
I did the same thing at a certain age. I got really into comic books, and it seemed kind of, none of my friends were playing with toys anymore. I'm like, oh man, well, I guess I got to give that up. So I transitioned to comics and sold a lot of my toys to buy comics.
Nice. Well, so I have a couple toys that I've had for eons here. When Eddie was talking about the muscles, it reminded me of this guy here.
I used to love those.
Yeah, see, I had a various collection of little homies and various little vinyl figures every time, I remember going to the store and collecting them with my mom out in the hood, like the projects, like it was crazy.
What's you got going on there in the front, Mikey?
That's his toga.
It is the toga.
It's a little blurry. I just want to make sure.
There are whole communities out there. There's whole communities out there dedicated to muscles. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I used to have a bunch, but this is the only one that made it. This little dragon guy, he hangs out in my booth when I record. And then the other one that I've had probably since I was like 8.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
look
dope.
At that.
Gizmo. Classic.
Little Spike.
Gizmo. Oh.
I have one figure left over from when I was a child. One.
Man, all of mine ended up in Mexico somewhere. Took them.
I got a ton of them right
to my little cousins.
My parents and my grandparents kept everything for me.
So, going back to my childhood as well, this is the very first comic book I ever bought.
Oh, Del Keown. That's a good Hulk comic.
And so every time do you guys remember going to the airport and you used to be able to actually go watch the planes leave and come back?
Mm-hmm.
You used to be able to go in there even if you weren't flying. Well, every time I go to the airport, my dad would buy me a comic book. we'd stop at that little newspaper store.
And yeah.
And after I read this one, I realized that was actually the second in a two-parter. So we went out separately and grabbed the part one of that same series.
That's awesome.
I
think that's the Del Keown era too.
That is dope.
Great artist.
So I mean, they may not have a lot of financial value, but they're definitely valuable to me. And then I just have a couple other comics that like were influential. I used to have this graphic novel.
Oh, that's dope.
This is the one where Danny Ketch becomes Ghost Rider 100% of the time, and this is a thicker issue that has a nice little. I'm gonna drop.
Oh, be careful, Mikey. Oh.
A whole pop up.
Oh, wow, look at that.
What? A whole pop up.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, I do not remember that. That's cool.
I don't either.
Yeah, so it was Blackout rips out his throat, and it was pretty hardcore, but
that's awesome.
And then for a little while there, I was a big Image Comics guy, not as hardcore as you, Kel, but one of the ones I loved was Savage Dragon.
Yeah. I got a bunch of those. Eric Larson, another great artist.
Eric Larson was probably one of my favorite artists back in the day. And then this one, I think I've only touched once. It's still in its packaging.
Oh, dude, I loved that fucking line, dude. I think I have every last one of them, and it's a shame that it never ended. And then they tried to make an ending on that stupid Liquid Television show, and it was just not.
I did like enjoy the show, but it didn't really go anywhere for me.
Nah,
but I love the illustration and the animation and just the storyline. It was so different. It was such a different thing.
Yeah, Sam Keith was one of my favorite comic book artists when I was into comics for many, many years. I guess he still is. I even searched around and looked for Melting Pot. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's a little series he did before he was involved with Image. His art's just amazing. I love his depiction of Wolverine and especially the character Nightmare. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Sam Keith made me actually feel okay about my Shaq-sized feet. I have huge feet. My dad would call them like gunships or something, but like I was always jamming a toe going up the stairs, just hobbit feet. And when I saw Sam Keith stuff, I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, a character, it's cool that has big feet.
I also have a few things here and there. I've got some
tall, so Marvel, not that wacky.
I've got a bunch of the Marvel cards from back in the day. But just not a huge collection, but the stuff I have, I'll definitely hang on to and pass on to my kids, But so that's pretty. Do you have anything else you wanted to share, Dead Man, or?
No, not really. I mean, I got a ton of shit here. I could pull up stuff all.
What is it? You said you still. What is the oldest toy that you have?
I might be able to pull him down off the shelf here. Here he is. I don't have any of his accessories. I have two versions of this. One that I found later in life, like in the 90s, but this I had in the 80s as a child. This is my original Secret World Wolverine.
Yeah, that is rad. I absolutely love those.
It's the only thing that I think I owned as a child that I did not destroy with BB guns or fireworks.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I think I had one similar to that Wolverine, but like it had the buttons on the side where the spring-loaded claws would pop out.
You want to see something wild?
I had that one laying around here. He's probably in a box somewhere, but I wasn't a child when I got him. I was a young adult.
Check this guy out from Crystar.
Yeah,
I still have this.
Fun fact: did you know Glenn Danzig stole the Danzig skull from a cover issue of Crystar?
Is that right?
It's absolutely true. It's the exact same skull. The skull is green and not white.
That makes me love Danzig even more. That's cool.
Wow. So if anyone out there wants to join our show and tell and just show off a couple things, give us some stories about it,
guys.
That's what we really want, guys.
Yeah,
we want to see your collection
and stories. We love the stories that go with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Well, great episode, guys. Anybody got anything to wrap it up with?
Hey, roll it.
Guys,
check out Bandito. Yeah, I was going to say, check out Victims. Victims coming to you quite soon. Check out the Bandito at oddfrogentertainment.com, nerdzoic.com, helladopetoys.com. you'll see some more pictures of the Bandito lowrider. We're coming out with more pictures of what it looked like with the Bandito, with the lowrider kit, and then yeah, we have that stock one. We're making some subtle changes to some of the designs,
I'm
and
looking forward to Eddie's homies.
yeah.
One
call
more
them
thing I'd
Eddie's
like to
homeboys.
add. One more thing I'd like to add about the victims
Nah.
is that Deadman has been kind enough to
No.
gift this odd idea to Odd Frog Entertainment to support the Bandito. So proceeds from the victims of Deadman 1 will be going towards Bandito prototypes, conventions, and even sales. If we can get that big of a number, we'd like to get it to tooling even sooner than our 1,500. So if you want to support the Bandito in a smaller way, it's
Thank you,
under
Justin Booth.
$220s, guys. Under two $20 bills to buy a 5-pack of high-quality print victims' heads that you can custom paint. They come in a nice collector's box. We're going to have different races, different emotions. And yeah, that's all I got to really add to that, Deadman.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much more possibilities with this too. So and then, so again, it all depends on how
well it's received.
Yeah, how well it's received. You know.
Yep.
And in the future, just so you know, it took me a while to talk Eddie and Kelly into actually not giving me any proceeds to this and to putting it all towards the Bandito. But in the future, once the Bandito's funded,
then we'll talk.
Then we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and I'd like to work with you, Deadman, on like creating some actual content for it, stories, or maybe short format video stories.
There's so much in here. Once you showed me the first sculpt, not even the first printed sculpt, the first sculpt you had, my wheels started turning. There's so much up here, and I know you guys are super busy with these, so I don't want to bother you with any of those details until
not right now. After the 31st.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Don't forget,
that's what I've been doing. It's hard because I'm not talking to anyone else about this.
I think some of these photos need some voiceover. Just saying.
They definitely do. And I want to mention one more thing about the Bandito and the tour. So we had to have the car brought back from the tour for just to clean it up. You know, it's been with like 4 photographers and it's been shipped between 4, and it's a prototype. So we brought it back to clean it up. And, you know, like Eddie was saying earlier, we had the opportunity to get into Toy Collector magazine. So we're going to be doing that. It's on hiatus from the tour for just a short couple weeks. Then it's going to go back to shoot for a couple of days so that he can get a full good couple of days with it. Then it's on to Redeemer, Not a Bird, Not a Plane, and others we have on the tour. And then also I just want to give a shout out to Skelly real quick. We've almost got the lowrider done. We're just busy guys, been slammed at work, but we want to honor our promise to you to give you the exclusive first reveal of the Bandito lowrider. So we haven't forgotten that, bro.
Is he watching right now?
No, I don't know. I'm just putting it out into the ether so that anybody that checks it out later will know that we still want to honor the tour. We just had to take it a break to get it into the hands of Toy Collector magazine.
Real quick, before you go anywhere, you didn't happen to save those photos that I sent you on Instagram of the victims that I took, did you?
Yeah, I don't think I have them on this computer though. I think it's on my work computer.
Man, you got too much shit separated, bro. You need a cloud.
I know. Do you have them though?
If you go on Instagram, you could download them right from Instagram DMs.
Yeah, you can
right now.
You can.
I would do it, but it won't let me off the live thing unless I end the video.
That's absolutely not true. You just don't know how to do it.
Open a new tab.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, but
you can open a new tab, open up Instagram, and just show them straight from Instagram.
Oh, I got it.
Where'd he go? Hey,
Oh,
where's Kelly? He dropped off.
I'm a designer.
Don't freak him out, guys.
Oh my god. Let me grab him.
Just show the 3 separate ones with the logo. The third one is something that I'm holding on to that one.
Okay.
The one with the 3 logos across the bottom.
Did you send them to? Oh, I think I got it. Hold on.
Yeah, and then you can just screen share with that tab.
Did you send that to just me? Oh yeah. Here we go.
I think I sent it to both places actually, to just you and to the chat.
The group one. I don't see it.
Oh,
Oh wait, it's just up a little higher than I thought. Hold
Everybody's so excited.
on. No, it's not in here. What the hell?
Dun, dun, dun.
It should be in the group chat. Eddie saw him in the group chat.
Hopefully, you guys are going to have a big Made in
I don't
America
see
logo.
Share
on
them,
the
Eddie.
box, too,
Can you
right?
share your screen with it?
I wasn't looking. I don't know what you're talking about.
He can't find the photos in the chat.
I see the one where it's mentioned in the story, but then I scroll back up and
It's way above that.
oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's way
Hold
above
on.
that.
I'm almost there.
I took those shots and edited them pretty early in the day, and then
Oh man, we've been talking about this a lot.
yeah, we've been talking about this a lot.
Not, I don't see them in here.
They're in there.
I don't see them.
Well,
while you guys are looking for that, here's the other one that I didn't show.
Oh yeah, I got that one. That's one I definitely have in my collection.
It's got a lot of great stories in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apparently this was in the middle of it too.
I don't think that came with it. I think you ended up putting that in there.
No. I threw it in there just so I wouldn't lose it. Apparently, and guess what?
That's so weird. I don't see them in here.
They're there, man. They got to be there.
I need to download the Jeopardy theme.
That's a good one.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. I found them on my phone. What chat are they in? All right, guys.
Yeah, we'll find them next time. But oh yeah, there you go.
I guess that's one way to do it.
I can't find. Yeah.
I'll post them.
There you go. We'll post some, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for showing and telling. Tune in to the next episode. More updates. We'll try to have David Vonner on soon, and we have ongoing meetings with him. Believe it or not, every Monday we have Monday meetings with David Vonner. So
yeah, exciting stuff happening with David Vonner. Really proud and honored to be working with him. Sorry, Eddie. Go ahead.
No, it's all good, Joe. We're done here.
No, it's great to kick off season 3 with you guys. Dead Man, always great to have you on. It's been fun, guys. We'll just keep it rolling.
Check out the victims. Guys. Pre-order the Bandito. Like, subscribe, check us out. We're definitely here. We're here to stay. We're trying to do things, and yeah, catch us next time.
Back to Bandito.
Back to Bandito.
Thank you for tuning in to the Odd Frog Chop Shop podcast. This episode is brought to you by MLCVoice.com and OddFrogEntertainment.com. Theme music is Burlesque Heartache by RKVC. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Until next time, keep creating and keep playing.